Welcome to Trail End State Historic Site, Wyoming's premier historic house museum.
Finished in 1913, this was the home of former Wyoming Governor and U.S. Senator John B. Kendrick and family.
While most of the rooms in this mansion are open to the public, there are some areas that visitors often wonder about, but rarely get to see.
Join us as we tour the walk-in vault.
The musician's loft.
The master bathroom.
And the boiler room.
This safe was manufactured by Herring Hall Marvin Safe Company in Hamilton, Ohio. The Kendricks used this safe for valuables like travel papers, silver, and passports. Inside the safe, there are shelves that line the walls, and 4 individually keyed cabinets along the back of the safe. Artifacts are now stored inside this Fort Knox-like vault. Imagine all the money in this vault. Pretty cool, right? Well, none of it was in the safe. It was not surprising that money was not stored in the safe, because Mr. Kendrick was president of the First National Bank of Sheridan in 1900. He continued to serve on the board of directors at the First National Bank, and was also involved in 2 other local banking institutions.
Now we look through the secret narrow passageway to the musician's loft. If you're scared, you can hold my hand. This is where the band members would sit and play during the balls and dances to stay out of the way of dancers. This triangular window was used as a ventilation for the band members. The beams were made of rough-hewn Georgia pine, but the ballroom floor was made of maple. Maple was harder and better to dance on. The wood was to be air-dried, kiln-dried, and inspected before installation. The first party was held on May 23, 1913, for the high school glee club, of which Rosa May was president. Because the party was thrown before electricity was hooked up, the Kendricks used Japanese lanterns for lighting. The Kendricks continued to throw parties throughout their lives, making the ballroom and musician's loft a great and memorable room.
Hello, and welcome to the Kendrick Mansion's master bathroom. As you can see, the bathroom doesn't differentiate much from when it was first installed, because it has been cared for properly. Speaking of taking good care of the bathroom, there was a letter written by the company, James B. Clow and Sons, to Mrs. Kendrick instructing her on how to reapply enamel paint to the exterior of the bathtub. The paint had to be reapplied every 5 to 6 years. The tub was glazed with porcelain and was applied with an exterior finish after being installed. The tub was a model P435. It was 5.5 feet and included a sponge holder, a towel bar, soap dish holder, and individual hot and cold valves for both the shower and the bath. The sink included a cup holder, a toothbrush holder, a soap holder, and a hook. The floor was made of hexagonal pedestal ceramics tiles, and the walls were comprised of porcelain tiles. There was extra storage inside the bathroom, such as the cabinet built into the wall and the small storage room with drawers. The toilet, or water closet as it was called, is a very different model from today's modern toilets, having a birch wood seat that was painted pink. The toilet also had a concealed siphon jet and a low-down adamantose tank with supply pipe to the floor with a wheel handle stub. This is the mansion's largest, grandest, and most modern of the 12 bathrooms.
Within the Kendrick Mansion, there are several rooms that are unseen to the public eye. One of these blocked-off rooms is the boiler room. The boiler room is located in the mansion's basement. The room contains lots of large pipes that lead up through the other floors for cooling, heating, and water supply. The room even includes an incinerator built by Cone Manufacturing. Other machinery in the room includes the boiler, external water boiler, and hot water heater. The boiler, built by Crochelle Brothers Company, functions as a closed vessel, which in this case heats water until steam is generated under the pressure, and then used for external use. The external water boiler, manufactured by the American Radiator Company, functions by using thermal expansion principles to bring warmth to separate parts of the house through a series of pipes. The incinerator simply burned unwanted items into ash, taking up less space in the trash can. The hot water heater took in cold water through the dip pipes, then heated the water and pumped it into different parts of the house for things such as baths or washing dishes. Separate parts of the equipment found in the boiler room were supplied by different companies, but were all brought in by railroad. The coal needed to heat the house was locally supplied by Model Coal Yard for about $2.50 per ton. Due to inflation, this is very similar to how much we pay now for a ton of coal, which is around $58. One of the Kendricks bills shows that in the month of February 1914, it cost $5.65 for around 2 tons of coal. The coal was dumped through the manholes behind the house. It was then shoveled into the boiler room for usage. Even with the change from coal to locally piped gas in 1926, the heating system still wasn't big enough to handle heating the entire house. Diana, Manville Kendrick's wife, even mentions having an electric heater in her room in a 1949 letter to her mother. However, the boiler room still served the house well. Even though visitors can't go in and see the maze of pipes down in the musty, dark, concrete basement, it continues to be a very important foundation of the house.
Here's Johnny.
You can hold my hand if you are scared. Not you.
Imagine all the money in the world. That'd be pretty cool. Well, none of it was in here. Oh, in the watch it.
Privacy, dude. This is there.
Thanks for taking a tour with us.